What is up, everybody? Bobby here, the Geek Guru. Geek, definitely guru. I don't know. So, I watched a video that Halcyon Holly did the other day, and I actually just watched it yesterday. I think she put it up yesterday, I'm not sure. But it basically was a gamer tag. So when I watched the video, I was like, you know what, I want to do this. And she basically said, like, at the end of it, that she tagged everybody to watch the video. So I was like, okay, since she didn't specifically say me, I don't know why, Holly, like, what, I'm not good enough to do the video for you? So, but no, just kidding. I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. I've never done one of these before, one of these tag things, and I thought, let's just go at it. So, here we go. So, question number one, how old were you when you first started playing video games? And I gotta say, I was right around the age of 7. I mean, my grandparents used to own a bar, so we used to play in the bar. They used to have arcade cabinets in the bar, so I played a lot of Mr. Do and Donkey Kong and stuff like that, so that was cool, and that was really where I got my first love of video gaming. So I'm gonna say 7 or 8. I'm not really sure when I started playing the consoles or the arcade games in my grandparents' bar, but regardless, there we go. Question number 2 is, what is it that you love about playing video games? Okay, so for me, it's a little different, I think, than a lot of people. A lot of people look at video games as like an escape and a way to get away, and I guess in some respects it is that way for me as well. But for me, what I feel like it is one of my best times that I remember in my life was being around the age of like 17, 18 years old, still in high school, living in my mom's house, and pretty much playing video games on the weekends before school. You know, like, basically I always remembered, like, Sunday nights I would have the TV. I basically had like a big mounted TV, like a big floor model TV in my room, and that's where I played video games. But then up on top of that, I had a smaller TV that I would play, like, or I would watch TV. So I remember playing like a lot of Final Fantasy 3 at the time on the Super Nintendo, stuff like that, and I would play that game, and I would, like, basically turn the volume down during certain parts of the day, and I would watch the movies, you know, and then the TV shows and stuff. And when the TV shows were done, I would switch back and turn the volume up and play the game and stuff. But I just remember that was like such a great part of my life, and just meant a lot to me. Like, and so when I play video games and I get a chance to really put a lot of time into a video game and games and stuff, it takes me back to that time. It takes me back to just the fun that I had. So for me, it's kind of a way to recapture my youth, per se. A way for me to go back to a time that I like really enjoyed in my life. So that's more or less what it is for me. Number 3, can violent and graphic video games be a bad influence? Look, at the end of the day, here's the deal. There's violence in video games. There's violence on television. There's violence on the news. You can't get more violent than what you watch on the news on a daily basis. So for me, can it influence? Yes. But at the same time, like, if a parent is parenting properly, little kids shouldn't have their hands on games like GTA and stuff like that. Like, no offense to anybody, but, you know, it's not even about the content that's going on, like the killing and the murdering and the language and the sex and all that stuff. Like, there's a lot of bad stuff that's in a game like GTA, and even like Call of Duty. Like, just take away the fact of like what's going on in Call of Duty. Like, take the headsets off your kids once in a while and put it on and listen to what your kids are listening to, like, from the people that are playing, that are talking nonsense. Like, I don't feel like kids should be touching that. I mean, that's why there's a rating on the stuff as it is. Do I feel like it can influence it? Absolutely, but I don't feel like it's a cause or a problem. People want to label and put excuses on things. Put the excuse on bad parenting, not the video games. That's how I feel. I feel like it's not necessarily, like, video games have responsibility, but they're taking all the precautions they can do. GameStop takes all the precautions they can do to keep the game out of your kids' hands. It's up to you to take that further along. So, unfortunately, like, if a little kid grabs a gun or something and goes into a school and does something bad, I don't want to blame the video games. I don't want to blame the guns. I want to blame the parenting, because I feel like the parenting should be the ones that go, hey, wait a minute, this is wrong. You shouldn't be doing this. Or if the kid has, you know, issues, you need to get them in front of people. Do I feel like video games are contributing to adults? No. you can, like I said, at the end of the day, we got to stop putting excuses on things that happen. Get to the root of why it's happening. Not because, don't blame it on video games or comic books or movies or TV and all that stuff, because you could eliminate all that stuff, and I promise you, the stuff that's going on in the evening news is worse than the stuff we're seeing in video games. The video games are emulating that stuff, if anything. So, number 4, PC or console? For me, it's console all the way, and the main reason is I just don't have the desire to have to install games and games not work and get frustrated. And I tried the PC stuff a while ago, and the problem was constantly trying to keep up with the changes to PCs. It's very rapid. At least with a console, I can kind of hang on for a long period of time, 10 years typically, and just hang in there and go. And I'm not necessarily spending a lot of them, a lot amount of money. You look at like a good PC, gaming PC is a couple $1,000s. Granted, that can last you a long time, but in order to run the peak perfect way, it just takes a lot, and I'm just not a fan of that stuff. So unfortunately, PCs have never been the way for me. For me, it's gaming, consoles, Nintendo, PlayStation. That's the way it's always been for me all my life. Do you watch any Let's Players? Real quick answer, yeah, I do. A few, not a lot. I'm not really into watching. I'll watch if I'm really, really bored. I like watching more stuff like this, like conversation pieces and things like that, people discussing what they like about games and what games people should check out in comic books and things like that. So that's more what I do when I'm on YouTube. Do you have a favorite Let's Player? If I ever am going to watch a Let's Player, I always watch Josh Thomas from the Bit Block. I love his Animal Crossing series he does. I think it's funny as all hell. If you get a chance, go check it out. It is hilarious. The guy is amazing. Like, he goes to the Dream Suite in New Leaf and basically goes to people's towns, and he just walks around the towns and talks, and it's funny. I mean, it's really good. You gotta check it out. Number 7, what is your favorite gaming genre? I'm gonna have to say I'm into open world games a lot lately, like Last of Us, Uncharted, stuff like that, Destiny. I don't want to say I'm into first person shooting by saying Destiny, but I like that open world feel where you just get out and run and can go anywhere you want. Other than that, I'm going to say role playing games have always been like a key to my heart, man. I've always been into role playing games. Do you prefer old games versus new games? Man, for me, I got to go old school. Like, I just feel like the games that we had back in the day just had more character to them, and they were doing more with them, with the limitations that we had, put it that way. Now it's basically like these beautiful looking games, and there's not a lot of meat and content to them, and they're not like, the other thing is, like, when I bought a game back in the day, it worked. A lot of games today don't work. They got to have patches and things like day one patches and all that nonsense. And I grew up in a generation where Nintendo put out video games. It was on a cartridge, and there was no way to patch it. So you knew when you got that game it was going to work, and it worked to perfection. So that's what I would say for me. Number 9, Nintendo or Sega? Real easy. Come on. Really? Who's alive? I mean, the only thing you ever really had was Sonic, and that really wasn't even that good. So, no, Nintendo all the way. Like, come on, man. There's just game after game after game after game after game that just oozes epicness. Even the games that are like, that Nintendo brought companies in, like the Rare library and all that stuff that that Microsoft's all flaunting right now. Like, thank you, Nintendo. That was all Nintendo, you know what I mean? Like, that was Nintendo working with Rare and helping Rare to get that good. Rare wasn't that good. It was like a Retro Studios, So, I'm all the way Nintendo through and through. Number 10, favorite and least favorite video game character. Man, my favorite character, I gotta say, it's a toss-up. I went back and forth in my mind, and I kind of went with Rusty from SteamWorld Dig, but then I shifted, and I was like, you know what? I really like Joel from Last of Us. I know that people weren't happy with Joel and some of the decisions he made in Last of Us. I'm not going to get real spoilery. Spoiler-y. There you go. I don't want to divulge spoilers. How about that? But I feel like he had a moral ground that he stood, and he believed in something, and he stuck to that through and through, you know. So for me, like, I really like, I like the way that he just did everything. Like, I thought he was a great character. I love Joel in The Last of Us. Number 11, are you a Let's Player? If yes, what other Let's Players or channels influenced you? And if no, do you ever think you'll make a channel or do Let's Plays in the future? I feel like I do some Let's Plays. The problem with me is like I have a real difficult time talking and playing. Like when I play, I gotta focus on what I'm doing, and it gets frustrating for me when I'm trying to talk and play and I'm like dying over and over and over again. And I try to do, I try to do one on for The Legend of Zelda, and I went into the first dungeon and I died like 5 times in the first dungeon. I'm thinking to myself, like, I never die in this dungeon. Like maybe once if I mess up, but for the most part, like, I can fly through the first dungeon, second, third. Like, I played times where I've gotten like deep into the game and hadn't even died, you know. So the Let's Play aspect, like, it's enjoyable, but I just find myself, when I try to talk and play, I die a lot. So I'm not really good at it. What is your favorite video game soundtrack? Man, I gotta tell you, I love Shovel Knight. I love The Last of Us. I'm liking SteamWorld Heist. So far, some little bits have been released. That's been a lot of fun. Animal Crossing New Leaf has to be my all-time favorite, though. It's just a real calming, soothing, you know, if I want to chill out and just listen to music, like, and I listen to it a lot of times at work. Like I'll go to a YouTube channel that plays it or has it, and I'll just play it and listen to it. So it's a lot of fun, you know, and it helps me when I'm working to concentrate on work because it's real soothing and stuff. Number 13, any video game recommendations? Real easy. Shovel Knight, you gotta get Shovel Knight. You gotta get the SteamWorld series. Dig, Heist is coming out. You want to check that out. Last of Us, if you haven't played Last of Us, amazing game, life-changing. It just hits you real hard in the heart, man. That's a really good game. And then I'll wrap it up with Animal Crossing New Leaf. Like, I just love that game. You could play that game almost every day, and it's, you know, it will get boring after a year, but I played it for a year straight, and I loved it every day. You know, it was finally to the point where I caught all the fish, I caught all the bugs, and it was like, okay, there's nothing for me here no more. Number 14, if you could be any video game character, who would you be? I'd have to go with Joel, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like, again, like, I feel like his moral compass was dead on. He knew what he believed in life, and he just stuck to his gun. So I would say Joel if it was me. And number 15, who would you tag? Or who are you going to tag in this video? Real simple. I want to see the following people do this video. Anybody that watched this video, if you're interested in doing this, because like I have a lot of people that watch these videos that also have channels, and I really don't know about it. If you do watch it, and you have a channel, do this video, tag me in it, leave a comment below with your clip, I'll go back and watch it. Anybody that doesn't have that YouTube option, who just wants to type out, go ahead and type the answers down below. I'd be more than willing to read them and check them out and have a dialogue with you about it. Like, that's a lot of fun. But the people that I want to actually tell to do it, that I know have the opportunity and the ability, I want to see Mark from the Warp Whistle. I know that you can do this, so I'd like to see you do it. Toby and Alan from the Geek cast, my 2 buddies. I want to see you guys do it. No excuses, Alan. You can do this, all right? Adam Falkenstein. Why do I... Falkenstein. That's it. Adam... I can't ever get your name right, dude. Adam Falkenstein. Captain Falcon. You know, I want to see you do the video as well. And my buddy Joey Ferris, like from Ferris Wheel Productions, like I want to see you do this as well. So all you guys have to now do this video, tag me in it, let me see it, and then go out and do it further. So that is all. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please hit the like button, share it with all your friends, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Thank you, Holly, for this cool video that you did. I like this. I probably ran my mouth a little bit longer than I should have. I'm already up to 16 minutes. I'm going to have to cut the heck out of this thing. So that is all. Thank you for watching. Follow me Instagram, Twitter, @TheGeekGurus. Peace, mother